It's been a while since we last visited Aru Village. Ah, there's Sino!
What brings you here?
We recovered well, and Tanari agreed to let us leave, so now we're out and about again.
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still as good as ever.
And Tanari is recovering well, too.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us to him when we lost consciousness, right? Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Tainari has excellent medical skills, and Kale is quite attentive. It was the best place for you.
But why are you just standing here like a dead tree?
I'm meeting some people.
Oh, you mean...
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. They're still at the usual place. You can go there if you'd like to see them. But you know one of the people I'm meeting as well.
Oh, by King Deshret's blessing, my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't tell me you've run into trouble and need us to help now.
Roman! And... Huh? Sataria?
Oh, you...
Oh, well, you're pretty famous in the academia.
Don't worry, these are our friends. No need to be so guarded.
I see.
I'm doing well. Many good things have happened recently.
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life has started to shine after suddenly finding a new direction.
Oh, tell us everything.
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, well, I suppose I should start by saying I've decided to leave the academia.
What?
It's not that I've given up on being a scholar. Instead, I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar, but I have not completely given up on my relationship to knowledge either.
I can see what you're saying now.
What do you mean?
I plan to leave the academia and return to teach here in the desert.
Wow, so you want to become a teacher?
Sataria will return to support education here and teach people from the desert. She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru. She came to discuss a...
Yes, it's my hope that the Eremites can help me select a group of smart people with the best aptitude for teaching. That is the true meaning of education and the spreading of knowledge.
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile, and ignorance. Miss Sataria is more... The stars have always guided caravans, thieves, soldiers, and travelers who get lost in the night. They lead those in the dark out of trouble and back to safety.
Oh, please. Where's all of this coming from? I'm starting to feel a little embarrassed.
You deserve these compliments. Mercenaries are accustomed to danger and don't fear death, which is why we...
Sataria's idea will bring much good to...
At first, I feared it was destined to fail. Everyone knows that the academia doesn't allow... As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control, and very few desert dwellers are as lucky as me. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart, as if there were lightning bolts constantly Sataria, you tread a Sataria, why haven't you gone home? These words sparked something in me, and I knew that I had to bring something back to my people. I gathered up the courage to approach the Grand Sage, only to find that he was no longer...
Azar has received much-needed punishment. Though, if you ask me, it may have been too light. You probably...
Lord Sino helped me obtain permission to leave the academia for the desert, and my plan was able to go smoothly thanks to him.
You're all doing so much...
Aside from that, I also have some other business.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop the desert. I've done some business. I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the academia and sent them to several groups in the desert, as instructed by Lesser Lord Kusanali.
That's exactly what the people here need. Physical books and other related items. If it weren't for Sino and Lesser Lord...
Apart from this, the academia is also recruiting scholars that are willing to teach in the desert. I'll let you... We must be persistent about this and maintain...
This is the first time in hundreds of years we've had a... Remember these words. Here lies our faithful priest. I hope people with wisdom like that priest will rise again among the desert...
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss some business too?
No, not at all. We're actually... Neva wanted to write to everyone, but she wasn't sure where the letters should be sent, so she asked us to come find everyone personally. A celebration feast will be held in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. She hopes that all of you will be able to attend. At the feast, we'll also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. Although, judging from your appearance, it seems you've already been reinstated. Paimon thought you would only start working...
Celebration? Feast? It's the first...
Tighnari was right. He really...
This feast is for you, Sino.
It's rare to see that kind of expression from Lord Sino. You must not like feasts.
No, not really. But I'll go.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here. Besides, I need to look after Miss Sataria in the...
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. Although, if you'd be so kind, please give the messages. I'm sorry for how I treated you before, but now I understand the beauty of you and the art you symbolize are not only beautiful, but also lively and powerful. Please keep dancing, and someday, I'll be able to appreciate your art in person.
Okay, we've got all that down. Our job here is complete as well. Oh, Sino, remember, party's in 2 days. Make sure you're there.
Got it.
Today's the big day. Let's go to the Grand Bazaar and see how the celebration's coming along.
Is this an answer from this world? Everybody's already here.
Looks like we're the last ones to arrive.
You're here.
Ah, there you are.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work. I'm very happy to see you here.
But we're not late, are we? It's just that everyone else...
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in...
Nah, there won't be any speeches today.
Oh, really?
Come join us over here. Let's share some great food and drinks.
Everything looks quite good.
Wow! Paimon can't wait! Traveler, just look at all... Whoa! It's so delicious! Oh, this grilled meat tastes amazing!
The food was specially prepared for you by everyone in the Grand Bazaar. And we have gifts that were sent by the rest. Everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru and wanted me to...
Ah, feels kinda nice to be seen as a hero.
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job.
My lady
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done some...
We owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember
That's how I remember it.
It's luck that brought us together, and it was luck that let us form a team. Moreover, judging from the...
Yeah. Everyone gave it their all when it was almost like a performance. We took the stage and everyone played their part. And thanks to everyone's effort.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was able to return to power at the Academia.
Yes, even after being a... Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised. I didn't...
No, everything you said is correct.
That's good.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this already.
Even if those two giants of the Academia are here, those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord Kusanali used all her power for the people. If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sand.
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment...
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that...
I respect our deity's decision. While we're on this topic, why didn't you accept...
Are you trying to say that I'm fit?
Not at all. But every person handling the selection process has said that you...
Why? Because he dethroned Azar from power?
Could you try to put it another way? This is a good thing.
But seriously, though, I always wondered if you had some personal
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing. If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it wouldn't be long.
By that, you mean your life working...
Precisely.
Wait, is that all?
So, that's the only reason why you joined us and came up with all those plans?
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the personality.
You flatter me.
All right, then. How about you? You've already resumed work as the General Mahamatra, right?
That's right.
Will you be happy with that life?
It's not about being happy. There are merely a lot of things that I must do.
Even so, keep your spirits up and try to be happy, okay? And try to smile more.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
I seldom participate in such lively gatherings, but the atmosphere here is quite good. No. The Grand Bazaar is lively because the people here feel happiness from the bottom of their... That happiness is an emotion that'll be forever... I seem to have taken both keys. Oh well.
My lady, the grilled meat over there is delicious.
Yes, I also tried some fruit just then. What an amazing place to relax. No wonder everybody
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello! Oh, I'm so happy Nilu invited everybody. Oh, now I have the chance to meet all the heroes.
Hey, less of that polite chit-chat and more eating and drinking. The feast is about having fun, not...
The atmosphere here is good. And everything is delicious. I don't often come to such... I have a lot to handle these days. Otherwise, I could show you around. There's always...
Ah, there you are, traveler. Well, how is it? Are you enjoying the feast today? If there's anything you're unhappy with, just let me know. It's the first time I've ever invited so many exceptional people to one place. You see, every guest here is quite extraordinary. Make sure you live it up tonight. I'll be happy as long as you're enjoying yourselves. I'm honored to have her think of me this way. If I have a chance in the future, I can't explain why, but I just...
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop. Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You'll wake up once you've put something yummy. Of course. Just wait here for It's me. You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. The connection between us is amazing. It's like... I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Grand Bazaar. Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events, so although you've already helped me with a lot, please say thank you to everyone. But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become up. What if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful... Yes, I have. You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So... I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Please don't blame me. The floor... Oh... Everyone! Are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring you the food. It's me. Huh? That fool...
Hold up, what's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar.
No, of course not. Are you... Lesser...
Hello, Nilu.
You know who I am?
Yes. I already know every one of you. Nilu, I'll hate them. Sino, Dia.
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's body so that I could thank all of you in person. Thank you so much for rescuing me. Even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the academia, the sages, the doctor, without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation. Had you not helped me to resolve the crisis, not only I,
But Sumeru and even the entirety of Tevat would have suffered. People refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite fond of this name. It not only explains your identities, but also bears witness to your relationship with me. Please, allow me to present to you my most sincere gratitude.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you have done so much for Sumeru.
Dinyerzad, the suffering you endured during your illness is also proof of you.
You don't need to be so ceremonious.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite with us.
I'm honored to have been able to take part.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Are you awake? Did you rest well? After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton. That just means you still have a lot to learn from Alright, since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat with... She should be in the Academia right about now.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.
Hello, Traveler and Paimon. What a fantastic night. I'm still immersed in all the...
So are we. And that's why we're here to talk with...
Is there anything you want to know? Are you sure? Isn't there something else you haven't asked about yet?
Huh?
About your brother. While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time to perform an Irminsul search for information on your brother.
Yeah. Isn't Irminsul a repository for all the information and memories of Teyvat? So there shouldn't be anything on her or her brother.
This is true in your case, Irminsul. However, there must be something different about your brother. Because, as it turns out, the world has recorded information on him after all.
What?
There's only one possible explanation. He belongs to this world.
But nothing about this makes any sense. Wasn't this your first trip to...
According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria. After the Conria disaster, he began his journey through the 7 nations of Teyvat. But just as his journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on him suddenly become fuzzy.
What do you mean, fuzzy? Did something happen to him?
All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is the... And whoever it is, if they can do that...
But even that wouldn't explain how he somehow comes from the...
Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling.
What's a descender?
Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui. A very important part of the intel was about this world's descender. Traveler, you are Teyvat's 4th descender.
Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other descenders before the Traveler, and her brother isn't even one of them?
That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first descender was As for the other descenders, I still need to verify their existence.
Paimon's head...
And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure you must still have a lot of unanswered questions. I must say, there are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some time to go through each one of them. And soon, you'll also begin your journey anew and depart from Sumeru. I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed or recorded by this world. If fate is the ultimate knowledge, then your future will be the ultimate fate.
Paimon's sure glad we got to meet you, Nahida.
The pleasure is all mine. I can't thank you enough. Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me, just close your eyes, and maybe I'll appear in your dreams.
What's the hurry?
Huh? Wait, you're that blonde traveler who's on a journey to all corners of Tevat, right?
Who's asking? Do you need something from us?
You bet I do. I was worried I wouldn't be able to find you. I have a letter for you, you see. It's from another Outlander. He was a crafty fellow, let me tell you. Took advantage of a loophole in our mailing system by opting for guaranteed delivery, then filling in the most obscure mailing address.
Well, we are always on the road, so yeah, it's pretty tough to get mail to us unless we happen to go to the post office on a whim. So, what address did that person give you anyway?
He just wrote, next to a small, white-haired talking fairy.
What? So the address is Paimon?
Yeah, exactly, right? And if I'd failed to deliver the letter, I'd have been bound by regulation. Really, he got me good. I count myself very lucky that I ran into you. Of course, here it is.
Come on! Paimon wants to have a look. Kaya, huh? So he's here in Sumeru. Now that Paimon thinks about it, from what he wrote in the letter, it looks like he didn't think there was much chance of it reaching us. Or maybe he's just being sneaky. Do you think he's making this sound like a miracle of fate so that we'd... yeah, you're right. It's always nice to see old friends. The letter says that he hangs out at Jafar Tavern every afternoon. Perhaps we should drop in on him then, huh? know. Let's go see him. Hip. Hip. Get him.
I'll have something I haven't tried yet, boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid you've already tried it.
Oh? Well then, just the bill, please. It's just as well.
Kaya, you're really here! Paimon half thought you were playing some sort of...
Hey, Paimon, traveler. Looks like the gods smile upon me after all. And come now, I wouldn't joke about wanting to see my good friend.
Wait a second. You must be here on official business, right? What do you think you're doing spending every afternoon drinking?
Not at all. The acting Grand Master positively terrifies me. Why would I ever do anything that might displease? The truth is, I'm in Sumeru to learn about the alcohol industry here. So despite how it might look, I'm actually at Jafar. Sumeru's spices are famous the world over, and it's long been rumored that this fine establishment was where a certain very popular spiced cocktail was invented. That's why the Knights sent me, their foremost expert in alcoholic beverages, to come and see if it is as good as the rumors say.
And how did that go?
So far, so good. I'm already in talks with some spice merchants in Port Ormos about some potential collaboration.
Yeah, that does sound like a great business opportunity. Guess Don Winery and Master D-Luke are gonna make a tidy sum from this one too, huh?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Whether this lucrative opportunity...
Hey! Using your job to settle personal grievances isn't very knightly, Captain!
Oh? What makes you say that? Very sharp of you. I wouldn't say I'm familiar, though. I just came here on the sly once, when I...
And? Do continue.
Do I have to? When I said we could talk about the old times, digging up my past wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Well, all right, since you're so interested. Like I said, I was very young then. I overheard my adoptive father talk. I'm sure you'll agree that everyone's curious about their roots on some level. And my root? And so I stowed myself away. But it wasn't long before the merchant delegation received news that I'd gone missing. It was a short-lived adventure. Sorry I don't have a more thrilling story for you. Honestly, not much. The only reason I knew that Conria was near Sumeru is because I happened to read that in a book when I was young. My life had less and less to do with Conria as I grew up, and so I started caring less as well. I used to believe that I had inherited some sort of duty from my father. But then I began to wonder. Maybe my father left me in the peaceful, as well as ensuring that I'd be safely cut off from certain things. This is obviously all speculation. Simply put, these days, my surname, Alberich.
One death afternoon, please, boss. Tell me, what do you know about the significance of that name, Alberich?
Dainsmith?
Ah, you've decided to join us. I was wondering how long you planned on listening in. I believe I've seen you before in Mondstadt. Dainsleif, if I'm not
So you remember me. Then we are already acquainted, Kaya Alberich, descendant of the Abyss Order's founder.
Huh?
What?
I take it that you weren't aware of this until now, Kaya. Or you wouldn't have been so forthcoming with your surname.
Oh my. That's quite a lot of baggage for a surname, isn't it? Though I must say, it does confirm an old suspicion of mine. I suppose that was why my father left me in Mondstadt after all.
I'm surprised that you take me at my word without the faintest hint of skepticism.
Well, perhaps what you told me just happens to answer some questions I carry in my memories. You're a pure-blood Conrian, aren't you?
Very clever. Forgive me for being direct, but I sincerely hope this new knowledge doesn't change anything.
Kaya, you're not involved with the Abyss Order in any way, are you?
Hey, hold on now. This conversation has taken a rather sudden turn for the deadly serious. And I'm afraid that as someone from Mondstadt, so what if I know my ancestry? Do I strike you as the type who would be bound by that kind of thing? Relax. I'll be just as delighted to hunt down the Abyss Order tomorrow as I... Either way, looks like we're out of time. I've got a spice merchant to meet in a minute.
Well, alright.
See you around. And Dainsleif, no need to listen in from the sidelines next time we meet. Let me buy you a drink.
You don't really trust him, do you, Dane? You're both from Conria.
The fact is, I still do not know him well. It would be meaningless, but can a person truly be unaffected by their ancestry? This remains to be seen. Well, I suspect that they call your brother their prince, precisely because there is a succession of sorts.
Oh, so if he was the founder, he'd be the king, right?
I mean to investigate the Loom of Fate. Do you remember that name?
Yeah, the Abyss Order's evil plan! We learned about that back in Mondstadt.
Not new. Not exactly. My memories suffer from erosion. But while I was recovering my health recently, I suddenly remembered something. Your brother. He mentioned the Loom of Fate back when we traveled together. Apparently so. I was also quite surprised when these memories tallied up. I recall that we were traveling to Sumeru when the matter was brought up.
So, you're going to the place that he mentioned back then?
Correct. At that time, they must have been introduced in one way or another to this concept.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Maybe we'll just...
No. Now is not the time. No, I'm still waiting.
Seriously?
Dodge this!
Wait. This place, it's familiar.
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon. Was it like this hundreds of years ago, too?
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how I remember it. There is very little human activity. Let's search the area and see what we can find.
Is this a field? It must belong to... But it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. You could be forgiven for thinking nothing was ever grown here. It's an extinguished bonfire. Looks like it's been ages since it was last lit. And clearly they put it out carefully to prevent a forest fire.
Nothing else stands out in this area. All that's left...
Wait, we're just gonna go barging in?
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this area. We should be able to enter...
If you say so. Well... Huh. So there really isn't anyone home. Ugh. There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Paimon's just scared scared that whatever's inside might bite her finger. Huh? This is a mirror. It's broken too. Was this a makeup box? That's kinda disappointing. Paimon was hoping we'd uncover some super big...
Hey!
This bed looks pretty ordinary. Huh. There's nothing underneath it either. What sort of person would want to live here? It's so dumb.
Go, go, Baron Bunny!
Hey, look! It's a bowl! Guess whoever used to live here liked to cook, huh?
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicinal herbs in here.
Oh, so it's a medicine bowl? Seems you're right. You've got a good nose on you, Dane. Doesn't look like there's anything else worth our attention here.
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious... But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly.
Noises?
It's not much. Just some...
Monsters? Wow, Dane's ears are sharp, just like his nose. He's in surprisingly good shape for a 500-year-old. Although for someone who's as full of surprises as Dane, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway, let's beat up these monsters!
Windblade!
Cool it! What's the hurry? Dodge this! This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it!
Windblade! Steady as stone. Be gone! Let it rain. As a good knight should. I must leave no stone unturned. Windblade!
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly random. A ley line anomaly, perhaps. Okay. I'll go slightly further out to investigate.
What? You're going alone?
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. I merely think that this house should remain the focus of our investigation. Not to mention that if even forest rangers are capable of investigating...
Fair enough. Good think there's a bonfire over there. Let's make ourselves something to eat.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Leave it all to me.
Cooking is as good as ever. Even if there was no other reason, the food alone would be enough for Paimon to stick with you. Changing the subject, Dane's taking forever. He said that there might be an issue. We came together, but now it's back to just being the two of us again. You know, now that Paimon mentioned, so don't take this the wrong way or anything, but, oh, you stop it! Now you're embarrassing, Paimon. So, next question. Don't know if it's okay to ask this, but Paimon's the stars? Wow. Yeah, Paimon understands. Being separated, but we'll find the truth together. Sure as Paimon's your guide. Just you wait, Heavenly Principles, and you too, Teyvat. You know what? We've talked too long about this sad stuff. Let's talk about something happy instead. All right. It's getting dark, so why don't you rest? Paimon will take first watch. Don't worry, no monster's gonna come and eat you up. Oh, come on, don't say that. Paimon just... Nighty-night. Go on, shit.
Hey, time to wake up. The sun has risen. What a deep sleeper. You do know that we need to... Tear stains. All right. Rest here a bit longer then. I'll head into the forest to investigate.
Halt! What do you think you're doing? This place is not whatever you think it is. Nor should you be poking your travel companion. You mean your companion departed for the forest early this morning? What business is that of yours, All you need to... Do I make myself quite clear? Leave! Well? What are you waiting for? I've been observing you, and you still. I'm warning you, no funny business. Okay, fine, whatever. You. Oh, go on then. Have it your way, I knew it. But no overreacting to anything you see in here, okay? Come on then. Mind your own. How could he be? He was too young for anything like that. So don't you lay a finger on him. Just find yourself a corner to rest. Huh? You know Conria? Who are you? Do you worship a god, traveler? Sounds like you've had an eventful life. I apologize for my earlier hostility, but you must understand, as far as and all who place faith in the gods, that may be. But the fact is that chances to talk to people like yourself have been few and far between since the cataclysm. This wretched curse of immortality. Who knows how long I must continue to suffer like this? The curse. It was a little gift given to the people of Conria by those vile gods. We lost our home. Our loved ones. Everything. The agony of the cataclysm itself was already too much to bear, but then came the curse, robbing us any chance of... All we can do is watch helplessly as our souls erode and our bodies decay. Because, although Conria began with a single bloodline, it was a home to others too. Any who forsook their gods and came to Conria were welcomed as our fellow citizens. When the cataclysm came, we pure-blood Conrians were declared the greater sin. But those whose ancestry belonged to the domains of other gods were punished with the... He is Kari Bear. How times have changed. I was a noble of Conria. Then, one day, Kari Bear faced great hardship from the very... After all that, I always owed him much, and now at least I can... She was... We were separated. It could be worse. And now that I have lost almost everything, the little that remains I see with new clarity. If nothing else, at least... Yes, that reminds me, I... over here. I'm sure you're wondering why I brought... Well, it's because one which will help him to recover his... I do not hope to break the curse. But it is said that this medicine is imbued with the power of I believe that it might just work. I read about it in a book. In my youth, I disliked the life of nobility. What? The gods have already punished us. What does one more sin? Never mind. As long as you understand. As it happens, I am in dire need of... My hands don't have the dexterity they once did. I fear they may be decaying from within. All thanks to this curse of immortality. Okay. To start with, take this ingredient. Also, do you have any, of Sumeru's regional specialties on... Could you really? This is the method for... Without your help, thank you. Without your help, thank you. Without your help, thank you.
Seems all the other knights already have their hands full. What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.